Well, we could have rolled the credits on the story of the Dance of the Dragons. How many will die now because of Rhaenys mercy? She should have done it. A single word could have spared the kingdom. We begin at what could have been the end of this tale. If Rhaenys had the heart to do it, some might consider necessary, this could all be over. That single word? Dracarys. Rhaenyra would have shown up to King's Landing with Daemon at her side, taking the throne and being crowned Queen of the Seven Kingdoms. With no threat to her position, Sir Criston Cole would have been right all those years ago. The people wouldn't have had a choice. Something maybe viewers haven't considered is the response of the crowd. Mentioned twice at least in this episode, King Viserys was hailed as the Peaceful. This is largely how the people of Westeros saw him. He wasn't known as cruel or incompetent or greedy. He was a ruler who reigned over a time of peace for the realm. The family squabbles don't mean anything to the people just living their lives. As one king dies and another is being crowned, they show up, cheer, and hope things go as smoothly as the last king's reign did for the most part. We, on the other hand, know everything happening behind the veil of the crown. Otto has been right this entire time. One side has to go. People can argue this could have been avoided or who is at fault. The coming war will devastate this family in which for almost 2 decades Viserys' mere presence held together. If only Rhaenys had the heart to do it. She could have taken out all 3 of Viserys' children other than Rhaenyra, including the newly crowned king. Not to mention Alicent, her father Otto, and the new Lord Commander of the Kingsguard, Sir Criston Cole. Only Aegon's children would have been left to threaten Rhaenyra. However, Rhaenys couldn't do it. For whatever you think of Team Green, Aegon and his 2 siblings are related to Rhaenys. They're family. You may hate them, but it's understandable she doesn't want to kill Viserys' children. She never begrudged him for being named king. As Alicent said, he never asked for it in the first place. He was chosen to take on the duty of the throne. She also likely has a soft spot for Alicent. Not to mention the other people on that stage who were just doing their jobs. But as Otto said in what is my favorite line of the episode, no king has ever lived that hasn't had to forfeit the lives of a few to protect the many. How true this could have rung if Rhaenys had chosen to sacrifice the lives of those on that stage to prevent an all-out war. She probably could have saved thousands of lives. Not to mention this is probably what leads to the extinction of dragons, so she possibly could have prevented that as well. Rhaenys asks Alicent if she wishes she ruled instead of advising those who do. Sure, most people would want to. However, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Alicent can't be upset with her father for making her Queen of the Seven Kingdoms and at the same time want to be Queen of the Seven Kingdoms. While not lowborn, Alicent had no path to the throne. She wasn't going to be anywhere near being ruler or sitting on the throne. She reached as high as she possibly could have, and Rhaenys told her it was still a prison because she was serving someone else. Most people serve someone else, and in Westeros everyone does, including the king who serves the realm. That was the lesson Viserys was trying to teach Rhaenyra when she was younger. In the conversation with her father, she says she wouldn't know whether being queen is what she wanted because he pushed her in a direction and she went. There's a line about Rhaenyra being her childhood companion. Some seem to think it refers to Alicent possibly being a lesbian or at least bisexual. I did have that thought when I first saw them together in episode 1. Maybe her father knew. Maybe Alicent pushed her true feelings deep down inside and did her duty to her father, the realm, and everyone but herself. Maybe this added to her anger with Rhaenyra, seeing her able to live her life however she wanted with no consequences her father couldn't wave away. We may never know, but I thought it was an interesting thought. Not to mention if she were a lesbian this entire time who had to live a life she didn't want, she still understands the value of holding certain men's attention. Not just with Laird Strong, but with Sir Criston Cole as well. That whisper to him where he mentions the feelings he has for her as his queen, it felt like she knows those feelings are personal and not just for the position she holds. Now Alicent and Laird Strong's relationship has taken the next step. You know I'm going there. To be honest, could this have worked out better for Alicent? If she wanted to, she could have been introducing the Lord of Harrenhal to women of the court left and right until he picked a lady to marry. He could have been in a different brothel every night. Instead, Alicent is trading showing a little skin and being present while Larys pleasures himself for his invaluable information and orchestrating literal assassinations across the kingdom. She's coming out way ahead in this trade. The only problem is maybe it's not enough to buy his loyalty. Based on the conversation he had with Otto, he might attempt to play both sides, which is probably what's going to get him killed. So where do we go from here? This episode was called The Green Council, so I'm assuming the season finale will be the response from Team Black. What Rhaenyra and Daemon will do once they receive the news of Viserys' passing and Aegon's ascending to the throne. It looks like it will be a preparation for war. Maybe it will pop off next episode. Lastly, I have to say this. When are people going to learn? Trying to hold Sir Kristen Cole responsible for murder is only going to end in you resigning from your position and him receiving a promotion. I'm just saying. What do you think of this week's episode? Let me know in the comments below.